So welcome to FM Trainer TV. Today is Monday. It's a new week of FileMaker training with the FileMaker platform. I am on special assignment in an undisclosed location. It's always awesome when I get to do FileMaker training development, like legit development, where I have to go work with the customer in there, because I run into as an example, we're uploading photos and we keep uploading the same photo because we forgot we already uploaded it. Well, how do you how can FileMaker determine it's already a duplicate image, right? Then I went online, did a little search, and someone kind of gave us a clue on how to solve it, but they didn't really code it for me. So I had to code it. And now I have a whole conversation and sample file for the great folks there in the live training. So every time I have to go and solve a problem, then if it's somewhat unique and we haven't done it before, then I get to bring it back to you. So in the last 2 days, I've generated 2 days of live stream topics, which are going to go into the hopper, into the schedule hopper. So Nick is up the bat today. If I look at the broadcast schedule, we're creating custom email publishing. I don't know what he's doing besides it's email and FileMaker, which is always kind of a moving target because the tech changes, mostly because of security reasons with email. The bad actors in the world, the hackers, the bad people keep pretending they're not who you are, and people keep upping the security requirements for email. And so it's always a challenge. You know, email's been around since the 70s, and you'd think it would be like super easy, except that they keep increasing security, which means we have to go back and relearn something that I've been learning on and off since 93, 94, when email was the first thing. So anyway, so Nick's going to pick up the conversation today. If you want to support the channel, once again, for those of you who haven't done this, feel free to purchase one of our training bundles here. All right, Nick, are you ready to take over?
Yes, I am ready. Okay, we don't do email. So that a misunderstanding since the beginning we have on this. We do mail publishing, mail like it was in the 1980s. Right? That means you print something and you put a stamp and then you mail it, right? So we do mail publishing, mail, real mail, not email publishing. But you can use that in your email if you want. There's no problem, right? But we are going to generate a PDF, a letter, a nice letter with logos, with headers, with footers, and with text and custom text, with custom formats like a bold, italic, and stuff like this, and we are going to build this. So just FileMaker has been invented for this. I mean, at the very beginning of FileMaker, the idea, the concept behind was to build a form, a letter, custom mail publishing, so that was the first intent in the very first version of FileMaker, in the 80s. That means we have a database, then we have a layout where you can cross, you can show the information. That was the primary intent of FileMaker. Okay, so what we want to do is this. So we want to build something like this. Okay. But we want to build this for many data, for data. So we have data here. We have a table where we have data. We have names. We have address. We have things like this. And based on this, we want to put the right things on the right place in the text, right? Like the name, the address, the reference number, the text here, right? And so we want to do something like this. We have some bold text here. We have, okay. So we have a signature, and we have a footer, we have a logo here, we have a center footer here, we have a right footer, we have a logo here on top, and we have a header. So we want to build something like this with FileMaker. So what since the beginning of my professional life, I've been doing this, because when I started working with FileMaker in the 80s and the late 80s and the early 90s, email wasn't existing. People were mailing things, but we still mail stuff. Proof of it, I built this for one of our customers that they mail stuff. They put in the envelope and they mail it, right? So mail is not gone. It's not. Everybody is not using email. especially when you want to send a very important letter, you send with you send a physical letter, right? So, and but you can, since now we have the PDF format, you can build this as a PDF and send the PDF by email. That's no problem, right? But we need to generate we still need to generate the PDF anyway. So this is what we're going to do, So we can preview, we can preview this. So this is what you get, right? And then when you save the PDF, right? You save the PDF. So you have the PDF here. And this is what I cannot do that. I need to use the button. But anyway, I need to use the print. I cannot save this for many reasons. But we're going to check on this, right? We're going to see and we're going to explore all of this. We have 2 days on this because I want to. There's many techniques that you need to learn, and you need to know in order to build this. In the past, this was complicated to build, right? It was complicated, it was difficult, it was heavy, it was cumbersome, it was a very annoying thing to do, okay? But since FileMaker 19 or 20, no, 20, FileMaker introduced something that changed everything into this type of work, right? Something that changed everything, which is the layout calculation.
Oh.
So that's changed. Yeah. So that changed everything because now I can print the letter from these 100 people, okay, without creating any extra records and without using crazy calculations and auto entries and stuff like this, So we get everything got super easy, right? I can print that 100 letters without any records, additional record from the record I have. Those are my contact information. I don't need more than this. Before we needed to create a record for each letter based on the information you had on for each contact, right? So we needed to create a record, which it was complicated because you were creating 100 records and then you need to delete the records, and it was like complicated. But first, you need to learn about one technique. I'm talking about this very often, right? But you need to learn about something, okay? It's all about, let's go to the signature. Okay. We all know about calculation inside, field definition. So we can put a calc here, or we all know that we can say we have a set fields where we can set a field with a results, with a calculation. So we have this. We all know about this, okay? But this is not something that apply here, right? And in many, many ways, you can use the same technique, okay? The technique here is this. I have a field, so let's create a new file, brand new file. Okay, I have a new file. And here I have my calc. Okay. My calc, it's a text field. Okay. So here I have my calc. I hate this Apex blue stuff, so I'm going to remove. So I have my calc, beautiful calc here. Okay. And here in this field, I can put whatever I want. And I can get it evaluated. For example, when I go here, okay, I'm creating, so to create a calc like this, because we don't have any calc display. I wish FileMaker could do that, but something I'm talking with them since many times. But here, we can put text, right? So I'm going to put any text. So it's not like I'm going to put something in a calc dialog and I can get this, right? I don't have this, okay? But I can get this by using the data viewer, which I can put any calc I want. For example, I can say get current date, and I want to extract the month name of the get current date, and put a space, and year. I want the year of the get current date, for example, right? So I have my calc here. My calc is done. I copy my calc and I paste it here, correct? So I can put in a text a calculation. In the text field, I can put a calculation. And then I can create another record where I'm going to put, another expression. Like, for example, I want, this is my account name. No, let's see, get system username. Okay, I have my username here, and I want to extract Nick from my username. I don't want Hunter. So I'm going to say left word, right, on this, and I want the first, which I extract Nick, And then I can say and I can add a space, and I can say, I can do something like this. I put a parenthesis here. I get the account name, for example, right? And then I want to close this with this. So I have Nick and his admin, something like this. Okay, so I copy that calculation and I paste it here. So now I have two calcs. I have this one and this one, correct? So now I can use the evaluate function. So what is this function? I evaluate the calc, right? I'm evaluating the calc. So whatever, because the calc here, it's a text. It's text. So the calc return nothing, right? But if I ask FileMaker to evaluate this, right, this text, FileMaker will evaluate whatever text I have in that field. So that means I can have this result for this record and this result for the other record. So each record, right, will get me a different record, right? A different results. So now you understand the beauty of this. That means I can have one field and I can have whatever result I want based on a record. So this field, one field, can have very different results. For example, before we go to the questions, we can do something like this. Let's say I have a table A, right? And I have numbers, I have totals, for example, totals, right? And I have a table B with names, okay? So I have two tables. So now, right, I have a relationship between this and a relationship between this, which is, let's put a Cartesian link because I want all the records. So now I have two different tables, right? You understand? I have two different tables, correct? Okay. In each table, here, I'm going to put numbers. I'm going to put 1,000, 2,000, like this, 10, 20.90, and 2,000 like this. Okay. In table A, I have this, and in table B, I have Nick, I have Marge, I have Ken, I have Scott, and I have Mike, right? So I have two tables, right? With two type of records, right? Names and totals. Okay. So let's say now I want the results. I want to create a calc and put in that field that says like this: list of table A totals, right? So this is one calc. And now I have another calc, which is table B. Let's say table B names. So I have two calcs now. I have this and this, right? So now the same field. So I can let's do a preview. Let's do a result field, right? And the result is this. I'm doing an evaluation of the calc. That is what the result will give to me. So the beauty of this is based on this calc return this. This return this, right? So let's do this right quick. For the same fields, the results, right? I get this from different tables, different relationships, right? For the same fields. So the same field, I get different results, and I didn't have to do a crazy case, a crazy whatever. And I can, on the fly, come here and put, I can even type, like if you know what you type, you can do something like this, you can do something like this, and boom, you get results. So the same fields will get you different results based on what you want, without going to the field definition and without or creating, like for example, here I have 5 calcs. Okay, normally we need to create 5 different fields, but I don't need, just what I need to do is calling the calc I want, right? For a specific result. And I'm calling the calc on the fly because they are records, so I can call them whenever I want. Do we have any questions so far?
I'm going to ask one to make sure I understand. So basically, you have an entire table dedicated to evaluating calculations, and then you set up relationships, basically match everything on the other tables you need information from. And then you use 2 fields to run the calculations, one of which has the calculation typed into it. The other one evaluates whatever you type into that field. This is really cool. I'm just making sure.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is a reference table. You have all your calcs, right? For example, I cannot show you because I need to open this freaking VPN that will cut everything. I have an example. I have a great example. I have an invoice, right? I have an invoice where I have invoice items, right? You create items, and for each item, you have a different type of service, right? You have different services.
Yes.
But each service has a different calc. The amount at the end, it's a complete different calc for each service. And each service goes to different table in the database. I'm going to one table, I'm going to another one. Some are, some you apply the VAT, some you don't, some you have, and the calc is totally different for each service. So I have a service table, and each time I'm calling I have a service table. For each service, I have different calc like this in the fields. And in the invoice item, I'm calling the calc and I'm evaluating the calc in the amount field. And the amount for each item, the amount is calculated differently. If I need to do that, I needed to have a case. If this service then goes there and then do that. No, I have a table with all my service reference service, right? And I have the calc for the invoice, and I have calc for many things. By the same token, okay, we can do the same for this, for scripts. I have the scripts A, right? So show dialog, and I have the script A, I have the script B, and I have the script C, for example, right? C. Okay, so now I have one button. So here I have a field. Sorry, I have a field here, scripts, name, and you can do this. Here I'm putting script A, right? I'm putting script B. Here I'm putting the script A again. Here I'm putting the script C, and here I'm putting the script A again, and or the script B. Okay, all right. So I have the name, the same name I have on my script here. I have it here, and now I have one button, right? And the button here is execute scripts, if I spell well, right? And I said perform scripts by name, and the name comes from the script name field, right? So this will execute script B. This will execute script C. And I can combine both. That means I can do this in the scripts, evaluate the calc that I have in that record, right? So now this script C, this is script A. Oh, I need to do the same. Okay, script A. This is script A. This is script B. So the same button execute different script with different calcs. Wow. That technique here save you a ton of if, else if, and again and again and again and again and again and again, and inside case, this and that, you don't need, right? You understand? So you can have script name and stuff in the table, and you call that record, right? With a UUID or whatever, So it can be a service, can be a client. Sometimes I have a database, for example, where different clients has different totals. For example, this client, their invoices have a different way to get the final calculation. Why? Oh, because one client is in France. Okay, so the total is not the same. The VIT is not the same. Everything is not the same. Somebody is in UK. Okay. So when you print an invoice, right? It needs to get different info, VIT difference, reference different, total difference, everything different. So instead of creating a case and no, I have a table with countries, all the countries that I'm interested in, right? France, UK, Italy, United States, whatever, right? And then I'm putting in the field the calculation that goes for that particular client because the client is in a particular country. So you understand? So I give you some case scenario that comes to me because I'm using that all the time, right? All the time. Like the import, for example, for script name, you can have different import scripts, right? You can have different import scripts, So you have a different import A, and import B. So you have different mapping, in the import records. You have different mapping. You know what I mean? You can even go to different fields, to different files for each script. So let's say you have a script that calls an import, so you can call that script import based on the record that could be based on different clients, different countries, different whatever, So do we have any questions so far about this?
Could you use MIME, multi-purpose internet mail extensions to create rich text emails? Question mark.
Yeah, you can do that, but this is not the purpose of that webinar, So I'm staying within FileMaker, and I'm going to show you how we do that with FileMaker, right? Instead of going to other language and stuff like that. So, do we have any question about this here?
I don't see any at the moment. This is very cool. I had no idea that you could do this. So,
but this frees you. This frees you. It frees you for many headaches, because I don't want, when I see those scripts with a case and if, else if, it's incredible how it's complicated to build. I don't need, you just go to the record and you read this, and then you execute, and boom, you don't need all those cases, you don't need all those things, so
I'm a fan. I was trying to write a case.
This is why
it was awful.
this is what the evaluate function is key in what I want to demonstrate. So if we don't have any, I'm going to give you that evaluate field file anyway. So
please do.
So now you understand what's going on here, right? I'm building a calc. So here I have a calc. Let's say I want to add something, right? So I'm adding something, and I'm saying, and I say, hello, how are you, right? I'm adding this, boom, right? And if I want, I can add this, right? And say Italic, for example, if I spell it right. Boom, it's Italic, underlined. Oh, it's not it's underlined. Yeah, right? I can do this. So you have the text still add stuff, right? So you can go to your help here, and you have all the what you need to know about this. But you can use many other things, right? So I'm going to show you the colors and the fonts and stuff like this, right? So let's remove this, right? So of course, if you do something like this, boom, you get a question mark. So you copy when something like this happens, you copy your calc, you go to the data viewer, and then you call for help, right? Because FileMaker will tell you, oh, okay, this is, say, okay, this specify cannot find, so okay, that's wrong. So now, okay, now it's working. So right? So you can use that, and then you can remove this, right? And boom, it works, right? So now the concepts here. So now we saw the first concepts, right? It was about this evaluation and stuff like this, right? So now a letter, right? You have different components, right? You have the logos, right? So they're all here. You have the different footers. So you see here, you have different footers, and you have a preview, so you can see what happened. For example, here, I put that with the text size. I resize the text in the calculation to make sure that I got the right thing, right? But I can change the size, I can change. It will change, right? So I want 9. This, I want it a little bit smaller, so it's 8. And here, 9 again, right? The alignments, you get it with this, right? Here, you get it with this. The field is aligned like this, right? We cannot intervene in the alignments with a calculation. We cannot say, oh, right, or right, left, center. We cannot do that with FileMaker, unfortunately. I wish we could, but we cannot, right? But we have some limitation, but we have a lot of advantages. Okay, because so far, all my customers, they were doing this most of the time, trying to use our Word with the Scribe plugin. I'm sorry for whoever is doing Scribe. I don't remember. Oh, it's 360 works. But unless you really, really, really need complex, complicated, very, very advanced letters, right? With tables and stuff. If you really need something advanced, you need to go there. You need to go with Scribe, and you need to go there, and you need to use Word. You generate Word documents, and then Word documents you need to print them as a PDF, right? So it's much more complicated. Now with FileMaker, we can achieve, like, let's say, most of what we want, especially when it comes for a letter like this, right? So it's not that complex, right? But still, it's a nice letter. Okay. So the concept here is this. We have logos, for example. So I have many logos here, right? Right. And when I build my letter, so let's build a new letter from scratch. Okay. So new letter. Okay. And here I start building my letter, right? So I'm calling the header. I have only one header, so I'm calling my header. This is my header, okay? Then I'm calling the letter footer. I have 2, right? This. I have this one or this one. This one is broken, but I'm calling my footer. This is my footer, so this is the footer I have, right? Then I'm calling the body, right? Then I want a logo on the left, right? Let's say I want this one on the left. Or I don't want it on the left. I want it on the right. Or I can, on the left, I want another one, right? So you can combine like this. So you call your logos as you want. Same for the logo on the footer, right? You can call whatever you want, right? Let's say here, I want the Starfleet footer, right? Like this. So because for the customer, I create this, they wanted this letter, this type of letter. They want this type of footer. They want the ability to have 3 different logos on top, right? So on the left, center, or right, which pretty much what we want to do, right? So, and then we can add the signature, which is the combination of an image and a text, right? Okay. So this is how you build your letter. But now we can build different components here. So we have different components on the letter, right? So the first component we have is the header. So here I have a header, right? With this, I get the date. If it's empty date, get current date. Otherwise, I want the day, the month, and the year because they wanted like this, 2024, June of 2024. So, and I didn't want to use the fake appearance of a date, you know, which this, you know, this is fake. This is real, right? I mean, you know, the format, the date format, right? So when you have a date and you ask, this is fake, this is real. So I have the day, the month, and the year. This is what they want. Okay. Of course, I can create. Let's say this is header EU. Okay, this is in the EU, and I can create now a header. Let's say US. And what will be the US? Well, it will be this. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
That will be the US, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, okay. Then I can come here and create header international, right? Which will be like this, right? This is international, right? So you have now, thanks to that calculation, I have 3 different date formats. So now in your letter, you can say, yeah, I want the international format, or I want the header, the US format. So you can call whatever you want thanks to this. Of course, it could be dynamic based on the location of the customer. If you have the country, here I don't have country, but if the country is in the EU, you can automatically get your letter to get this format. Or if the customer is in the US, you have the US format. You understand? By the same token, right? You can do the same for dollar sign, you know, for an amount, for example, for a number, right? So let's say you want to see like, let's say you have the total, you want the total, for example, and that for the US, right? So you can say dollar, right? And your amount, right? And then let's say now you say, yeah, but so this is a total US, for example, right? So now I can say, yeah, but I want total UK, right? So it's the same, but you change, right? So it will be like this. The same amounts, and then you have here, and I don't know where's the pounds. Where's the pounds? Show keyboard. Where's my pound sign? Oh, here. Okay, so I have the pound sign, right? Correct? And then you can have a new one with the same, so 1,000, and the euro is here. No, where's the euro? I should know that. The euro sign is, where's the euro? Here. Right? So now, if you go to your letter and you ask for the total UK, total US, and the total EU, I don't know where is it. Oh, I didn't put a name. So I can call the total EU, right? So now you got the how this works, right? You understand? So let's say I want the US format, right? So I have a US format now. So do you have any questions so far here?
Yes. I do something similar with buttons to insert a specific text. Sometimes the standard text needs to be adjusted. How would you do that in your example?
I'm coming there, you know.
Got it.
So we have the same technique now, so you understand. So we got the header, so we can have header, you know, it could be here, you can say something, you know, so you can have when you call the header, this one, for example, right? When you call the header, which one was it? The total EU. So when you call the total EU, boom, you have this and this. They're both coming, right? Correct? So yeah, so now header US. Okay. So we see the header, we have the same for the footer. So we saw the footer, we have different, and we have the same for the signature. The signature is a combination of a container with the signature and a piece of text, right? So when I come here, this is how it looks, right? And I can change the signature on the fly. And of course, you can change the signature on the fly also when you print it, right? Correct? So it's, do we have another question? I don't, okay. This is what you say, right? This is what you want to say about what is the, you know, what is the, do we have any question?
Not at the moment.
Okay. So the, this is what you want to, this is what you say. That means, is this what you want to see? How you address text and stuff, like how you build stuff, the text builder? Hello?
Sorry, you cut out for me. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I want to, somebody asked for change the text and stuff like this. This is what he wants to see, right? How you can get, okay, this is what he wants, okay. So, how this works. We know that this is the preview of this. So we use calc and then we evaluate the calc and then we get the result here. Yes, of course, here I have a default preview, you know, fake data, you know, sample data here, just for the example, right? Just for the, to know, you know, you know, so just for the preview, right? To see something, right? So I build this. But here, I have a text builder. So let's create a new record here, a new, you know. Okay. So you can say, so remember, if I type like this, I get a question mark. Why? Because this is a calc. So you need to pretend that you are in a FileMaker calc. That means you need to pretend you're here, right? If you type hello, he said missing, and he said doesn't work. Because strings needs to be between quotes, correct? So that's why this works, but this not. It won't work. So now let's say you say hello, or you can say dear, and now you want to add your keyword, full original name. This you have to build. This will automatically insert in the text where you are positioned, that we put the thing. For example, if you say and you want to put and you want to put 2 carriage return, right? And you want to put the original address, right? Or if you want only one. But if you want to add, I don't know if I have here. No, I don't. If you want to add something in here, right? Or here, for example, you want to add something, you position yourself here, and the button will automatically insert the keyword where you are positioned, right? So how I'm doing this, okay? How I position things like this, okay? It's a very old technique, right? So I have one script. I don't have, each button is not independent, because otherwise it's a nightmare, okay?
Yes.
You understand? It's a nightmare, right? So I have one script that do this, and with the parameter, I'm saying what I want to put there. But the script is this: insert calculated result, which is something that we never ever use anymore. You cannot use set fields. If you use set field, you replace the field completely, right? The insert calculated value in the field will insert something where you are, demonstration. Let's say I have a button here, right? And I said insert calculated value. Where is there? Insert calculated result, right? You don't want that to be activated, because if you do, so I'm going to here, and I'm going to say hello. Yeah. So if I use this with this activated, this what happened. I have this. Even if I put myself here, boom, I replaced everything. Even if I place myself here, boom, is everything replaced. So you don't want this to be there. Don't select the entire content. Keep as is. If you do this, right? If I'm positioning myself here, right? And I select this, boom, it got replaced. Or I can put myself here and then he insert more. He added. But if I select this, I can click here and replace my selection, right? So this is what you use. You need to use the insert calculated value. This will go in the field. That means even if the field is not selected, right? And you click here, he put that at the end, right? See? But if you are here, position here, you add, he added, right? Correct?
Yes.
So this is how you add this. So thanks to having one calc that allows me to duplicate the button, right? And say, okay, I want to create a new keyword. Say hello, for example. I want to, and here I say, okay, I want to add this. This is my keyword. So now, without any complicated action, I have a new keyword. Say hello, right? That's why I have this insert calculated value and calculated result, and I pass the keyword within the script parameters. That allows me to do that, and even I didn't even change. I just changed this, right?
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Okay.
You had to change the variable. That's really cool.
Right. So now, before we go, and tomorrow I'm going to show you the mechanism of getting all of this, right? So, but today, yeah, that's why I need 2 days, to explain to you the foundation, the technique used, and tomorrow we are going to put that in action, right?
Yes.
Okay. But something I want to show you, I want this to be bold, right? So there's no really, the best way to do that is this. I click my button here and I say this, boom.
Oh, and it automatically does the text style calc for you. Okay. Or
yes, right? But this now won't work. I have a question mark. Yeah, because the situation I had was, it's difficult to get that automatic, right? It's very difficult because it was it was awkward. So I need to remove some stuff here, and we can see where it's. So I can, let's say I have this situation where it did the job. So let's say let's put how it was. Okay. So remove this, and I remove this and this. Yeah, now it works. So I selected this, right? And I put that bold, boom, and it doesn't work. So I copy this. If I know, I know how to fix that, right? But you can use this, and it will help you see where it's not working, right? So here, for example, you can see we have a problem, right? We don't need that. This is not necessary, right? And here we have the same problem. This is not necessary. So now it works. So I fix my problem. I can copy this, go back there, and then we have this. And this is, yeah, but I don't need to do that here. Okay, yeah. So now this is bold, right? So there's no really elegant way to do that. I mean, that means you can select a piece of text, and you can add a piece of text here, like this, right? And if you want this to be, you press this, and I'm adding that for you, right? So, and it's still going to work. It's this I need to work on this because I think I'm adding too much. You understand? I'm adding too much, and because this is not necessary now, right? So, I'm adding too much here. So I'm going to rework on this, but pretty much, yeah, that's why I call that new script here. Because I was working on this, right? So there's no elegant way to do that. So I think I need to remove all of the things and just put there. So if I do that, that will be better. Just I need to do that, and that's it. Quote this text. So let's see how that works. right? So now that works, and I can do this and bold. No, it doesn't work anymore. Yeah, okay, so I'm going to work on this. Okay, I'm going to work on this for tomorrow. And because this was unfinished, and but anyway, to get something bold or italic or whatever, right? This is how you do. You have a button like this. It was working, half working, but you can just add text, the style here, text style add, and you add this, and then you can have the text here, right? So here I have a great example. Okay, so this and this and this, so you have this bold, right? And this bold, right? So, and you build your stuff like this, okay? And then you can call, when you build your letter, you can call the body you want in this letter. Let's say this letter is this, and I have different letters because each letter is one record. So you can have many letters, right, for different type of printing, right? So because each letter it's a record. So each letter it's a record, and using the different components that you have here, right? So that give you like many flexibilities, right, to build a nice letter like this one, right? So do we have any question? And we can wrap up.
We do have like a comment, which I'll toss towards you. Evaluate prevents the use of native formatting of the text. We could keep a text formatted and just replace the names with a list of corresponding calculations.
I didn't get it. Repeat that, please.
Yes. The evaluate prevents the use of native formatting of text. We could keep the text formatted and just replace bracket names with a list of corresponding calculations.
Yes. Yeah, that is how it works. So yeah, because I don't want, okay, so the letter, so that will be tomorrow, but that's the letter, right? So that's my letter. I don't have any text, I don't have any bold, I don't do that, everything is done on the calc. Everything needs to be done on the calc, because the entire body is this, right? So there's no way we can have a text, and I didn't want to have partial. Okay, I didn't want to have a layout for each letter, right? Because that's what we do sometimes. We have different layouts with different letters, and then we use this technique, which is, so pretty much if I want to replicate this, let's say I want to copy this, and people are doing this sometimes, so they paste the text like this, right? So they remove, so you have the text like this, right? So you have your text, and then you say, okay, I want this bold, right? And I want to insert whatever fields, right? So that's what they do, right? So this is bold, so they do a layout where the text is hard-coded like this, right? But that's what we are going to see tomorrow. I'm using the two techniques at the same place here, right? So because you see that I'm using the layouts, but also I'm using, hard-coded text, but the text changed based on the relationship. It based on the record. So I'm coding a record to get this, When I do this here, I'm changing. So yeah, this is interesting to see. When when I change the body, for example, right? Where's the ID? Where's the IDF body? Letter body. Where's the letter body? Here.
One,
Yeah,
there you go. Yep.
yeah. Okay. So when I calling the body here, I'm changing the ID.
Oh, right, because the calculation. Okay, the calculation record
Yeah.
said it earlier.
Yeah, because the body lives in this table, right? And this body has this ID. So this body has the ABB0, ABB. But if I go there and I select this one and I put that here, I change the body because I have a relationship that call the calc that lives in that table. So, you know what I mean? So that's why all of those things are in different tables, right? So I have tables here. I have the letterhead, the headers, the footer, the bodies, the letters, the logos, the signature, and the data. I mean, the names of people, right? So that's how it works. That's why I have this, and I'm calling the ID, right? I'm calling the ID of the body of the footer. That's why it changed. If I change this, I'm changing the ID. The relationship changed, and then I get a different calc. And based on the calc, so let me show you. This here is the preview of the calc, but I'm calling the calc by changing the ID. It's a different calc, right?
This is cool to see. Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, but tomorrow that I'm taking over. Tomorrow will be all about this: how we manipulate those things and how we finally get, the prints, right? Which is this. When I print, I'm selecting where I want to print that, and I'm exporting, and that is doing boom, 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 like this with the letter I selected. It's going to do the 100 records, right, in the background. So when we are on the server, that it's much faster. But anyway, so where the letters in here? So it's building the letters, right? Is there? So this one, right? So it's building them, right? So when it will be done,
This is very.
But the big advantage of this system on the server is much faster than this. And yeah, I have a lot of windows open, but I can stop it.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
We do have some questions, but I'm going to do them tomorrow early because I have to go to a meeting.
So here my before that, those my letters,
Yes, there we go.
See, they print with all the names that change, the name change, the address change. So I have all my letters in one file, because my customer wants one file. But we could do different file for each letter, we could do that. So yeah, go ahead with the question.
No, I'm just saying we're going to catch him tomorrow because I have to go to.
So. Yeah. It's no problem.
Ken
So
and Rick, I see your questions. Don't be like, oh no, Margaret has not seen me. I have seen you do it tomorrow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Nick. Seriously, this is fantastic. Thank you everyone for coming. Yeah, people are saying thank you, Nick. This is an interesting approach to an old problem. With that being said, this is honestly the first really, really, really cool use of layout calculation that I've seen, to be honest.
Yeah, and you will see tomorrow because I'm not done yet with the surprise.
I know you're not done.
You'll be surprised, and just a sneak peek. If you see this, you will be surprised. because this is a local variable. But I don't say anything else.
Really? Okay.
Yes. And I
Uh,
still see it.
Okay, I am very curious about that. That being said, we will see you all tomorrow. Have a
Okay.
good one, everybody. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.